If you could only buy one Redbreast, which one would it be? Redbreast 12, the OG classic, or Redbreast Lustau, the absolute delicious Spanish sipper? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's just put them against each other and do a good old-fashioned taste test. Welcome to another episode of the Redbreast Diaries, where I have been tasting everything Redbreast from the iconic Irish whiskey brand. And today I'm doing a classic this or that style tasting. This isn't the first one I've done. I've done quite a few over the past couple of weeks. So if this is your first time watching, welcome, welcome. If you are coming along for the long ride, thank you. Thanks for coming back. If you haven't hit subscribe, subscribe, because there's plenty more videos coming. And in the meantime, coming up is the battle of these two Redbreast giants. So let's jump straight into it. Now, before we get into the differences about these two whiskies, we're going to just look at some of their similarities. And essentially, both of them are made from the same distillery. They're both made down in the Midleton distillery in County Cork. They're both single pot still Irish whiskies. So that means that they use at least 30% malted barley and at least 30% unmalted barley in their mash bill or their recipe. They are both aged for at least 3 years on the island of Ireland. They are both bottled at least 40% ABV or 80 proof. And that's because they're both Irish whiskies, right? So these are some of the legalities that you have to actually tick to become an Irish whiskey. But they also are matured in the same barrels for a fair bit of their life. They're both aged in ex-bourbon casks, and they are both aged in sherry butts. And it must be said, they both have the same blending team as well of Billy Layton and Dave McCabe. Now, when things start to get different, that's because the Lustau Edition is then matured in a Bodegas Lustau sherry butt. Alright, and that is a very famous bodega in Jerez in Spain, known for its beautiful, finessed, dry, oxidized sherry. So that will probably have an impact on this one. And Redbreast 12 doesn't have any other cask influence. However, it's aged for 12 years. There is no age statement on this one, and this is aged for 12 years minimum. So we're going for a fancy sherry cask maturation versus something that's got 12 years on it. Side by side, they both look great. I love that the robin is just sitting there minding its own business, and then on this bottle, it's on flight, it's going for it. Both just look great, and no doubt both will taste great. But which one should you buy? That's what we're doing today. So let's just jump in and get tasting. You can see there, both are the exact same colour as well. Look at that, just like the autumnal sky. Oh, spilt some there. Oh, another difference. I completely forgot about this. Redbreast, the Redbreast 12, comes in at 40% ABV, so that's 80 proof. And Redbreast Lustau comes in at 46% ABV or 92 proof. So that there's another difference, and that will definitely impact the overall flavour of these two. Classic, comfortable, great nose. Like, we know this nose. Oh, intriguing, soft, dry, nutty. Wee bit of orange zest in there as well. Oh, this is just big brown sugar, nutty, molasses, Christmas cake, as we like to say. Definitely more sherry forward and slightly richer on the nose here. There is those light, zesty elements, but all in all, this one has got that richness. Now, that could be coming from the ABV, or that Lustau finish, or it could be both actually. This one is definitely just cracked nuts. Like, they are just coming through there so nicely. It's a lot, it doesn't have the oomph on the nose, but it definitely is more approachable when you're smelling the two of them. Maybe a wee touch of honey there as well. Okay, let's give it a sip. Missed my mouth. Oh, that's awkward. Ah. Oh my god, on the palate it is creamy, it is light. You've got that pot still spice that you would expect from Redbreast. It's mouth-filling. Balance. I've said it once, I've said it twice with Redbreast 12. This is so well balanced. It is deliciously well balanced. And it allows for those nutmeg notes, those sherry notes, that nutty note just to come across the palate. It's so easy to drink and to pick out those flavours. It's definitely a fantastic whiskey. Now, how does Redbreast Lustau stand up to that? Whoa. Okay, that extra 6% in ABV really carries so much flavour. That sherry influence is rolling along the palate. You do still get that oaky, tannic sort of dryness coming from it, but in comparison to Redbreast 12, it is blowing it out of the water in terms of like flavour intensity. Yeah, those pot still spices are roaring across the tongue, but then they kind of dry out. Some of that milk chocolate sort of nutty note is there as well. But then like that oak tannin really is the biggest part. Yeah, okay. Okay, so before I give you my verdict on which one of these two I think's best and that you should spend your money on, you kind of have to say that Redbreast 12 is the OG. It's the quintessential. It is the gateway Irish whiskey. It is fundamentally fantastic and incredibly well balanced. Versus the Lustau has that higher ABV, possibly younger whiskies in this one, so it's brighter, it's more vibrant, but the intensity overall is just turned way up due to that higher ABV. And you have to really enjoy sherry to like the Lustau because it's dry, it's tannic, it's got that pot still dance, but it's very much a sherried whiskey. And also the price is only about 10 to 15 euro more expensive for the Lustau, depending on where you buy it, right? So we're not really talking about a huge price swing on this one, but the winner of this head-to-head is Redbreast 12. I genuinely loved how it showed in the glass. It was classic. It showed all of those top notes. It played its greatest hits tonight versus the Lustau. And for that, you gotta praise it, because at 40% against 46, you're really gonna struggle with pulling all of that flavour out. Now, saying that, the Lustau is an absolute delicious and very well balanced whiskey. It is a fantastic whiskey. It's actually one of my favourite whiskies in the range. But against the classic, I don't think it stands up well enough for what I want in a whiskey right now. But hey ho, variety is the spice of life, as I love to say. Maybe I was wrong, maybe you disagree. Let me know if you think I did. But in the meantime, cheers. Sláinte. Have a good one. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, thanks for watching.